Hello, my name is Christina and this is Stitched, an embroidered display typeface. I created this for my Modular Typeface project. I was really inspired by embroidery and I wanted to really investigate the intersection of fiber arts and digital design. Fiber arts are so tactile and really seem to be created to be passed down and cherished for a long time, whereas digital design seems really fleeting in some situations and almost like it's here one minute and then moves on to something else. And I really wanted to explore how those two things could be married. The ideal user for my typeface is somebody like Grace. She's a graphic designer who is volunteering to create a poster for the Georgia State Fair. The poster is for a hand embroidery contest and is a call for entries. She really wants to use a large decorative typeface for the headline, and my typeface would be perfect because it looks really good as a large display size, and the embroidery elements of it will be really relatable to the target audience. When I was first investigating this theme, the three key words that I decided upon were unending, structured, and textured. Those are really key elements in embroidery stitches, and so I started to explore the ways that those elements can be brought into my typeface by replicating a embroidery stitch as my modular unit. When building my mood board, I found this inspiration in quilting, embroidery, and even wall art of letters that have been made out of pieces of fabric or different styles of stitches, different weights and colors, and different types of treatments on the fabric, as well as these digital examples of some typefaces that I thought reminded me of embroidery with this kind of maze-like pattern or with this repeated modular shape, kind of speaking to the quilt tops on the left. The main typeface in the middle is Big Castle, and that's what I use to guide my proportions. When I was first exploring this project, I was really focused on the unending aspect and wanted to create these enclosed letter forms out of the modular unit of an embroidery stitch. And I even experimented by mocking up some of my letters on fabric with embroidery thread, since my original intention was to embroider all of the letters, numbers, and symbols. But after my peer review and instructor critique, I realized that that idea was much too large for the scope of this project, so I simplified it dramatically. I simplified my letter forms by taking out several of the strokes and widening the gap between the strokes that remain. I really liked that negative space aspect of it. I just wanted it to read more clearly at a small scale. My modular unit is a straight embroidery stitch that I created digitally by rounding the edges of a rectangle. There are 3 different sizes of my modular unit, a small, an intermediate, and a large, and I used those 3 stitch sizes to create all of my letters. A key aspect of embroidery that I wanted to include is that there are no curved stitches. There are only straight stitches that you use to create curved lines. I did that in my letter forms by layering the horizontal small stitch to create curves that you can see in the O and the Q. Another aspect of embroidery is that there are oftentimes gaps between stitches. You can see examples of this in my typeface as well, and I embraced the gaps and repeated them throughout letters to create a sense of cohesion throughout the typeface. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.